Keeps on raining, love is gonna break. If it keeps on raining, love is going to break. When the levee breaks, have no place to stay. Meet old levee, call me the weeping moon.
What's up, people? So, got a new episode of In the Wash today, and on this episode, I just do an hour of like a smoke and hang on Skout and Meet Me on the Skout and Meet Me app, and so I'm gonna get that started here now. One second, I'm trying to get this. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to go to Scout. I will not see. All right. And then let me. Okay. All right. So this is Scout and Meet Me, by the way. It's self-explanatory. Set up if you can set up like Facebook or something. You can do this.
Different toilet with me.
What's up, man?
What's up with you, my guy? How you doing?
Hanging out doing a dual
Better?
stream on YouTube, huh?
You better?
Same
You
shit.
better since the last time that I battled you?
Same shit.
Same. Hell yeah.
Yeah, same stuff's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
still short little videos on YouTube?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing a dual stream right now. I just said
Yeah,
that. Yeah, doing a dual stream on YouTube. It's called a show called In the Wash.
in the wash.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. How is you holding up?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't spoke to you since
A minute.
yeah, so like God Speaks Second or something. But another
Right,
show.
like almost a month. Like
Yeah,
almost a month. Probably.
yeah,
If not a month, then like 3 weeks.
yeah. It's been a minute. Yeah, I'm on here daily.
I'll be on here daily too, my guy.
Bro.
On and off, but I'll be on here daily. Yeah, yeah. You having troubles?
Huh?
You
No,
having
no.
trouble?
Yeah, no, it works.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Man, sometimes that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last night, man, I almost smacked the nigga on here. I was screaming.
Yeah. What's up, people? I hope that it didn't fuck anything up. That's crazy. Oh, it's like right on it. All right. We're back. I had to make sure everything looked right on StreamYard. Let me get this going. Oh, fuck. Oh, and I called this episode Drop Something because they're trying to hide Kylie. Kylie, Ashley, whatever her name is, whichever is her name is. It's the same person, but she told me two names, but she told me Ashley twice. So, but that same person told me that I think his name is Kylie, told me her name was Ashley. The second time. Second time I asked her, but it was the first time we hung out, but the second time I said huh, and she switched it to Ashley from Kylie. But they said her mom's name is Riley. This was months and years later. She's sure she didn't say Riley? But before they knew what happened. They knew that she said her mom, she told me her mom's name.
Yeah, man. Give thanks to who they still. Give thanks to who they run the thing still. You know, no matter what. Give thanks to who they there, you know. That's that type thing, is it? Yeah, man. A real thing, man. Mm. You must, no matter what. Oh, you know she sing or she don't sing, my brother. Something have you tried. You go hear that yes or no. Yeah. Yeah, man, me I hear the music, man. Yeah, man. Brother, watch out. Right now, see my thing that must be four. So I must be four tap the pan. Four so 1, 2, 4. Big man thing. My general them over here, so I know them just a touch on nigga, you know, just a touch on nigga. I say go, what you do again? Can't worry them.
It's legendary. They mean, you know, they mean nobody know what to do. I don't mean really, but look at what one I did over here right now. Yeah, man, really good is big.
Yo, my brother, she right. So no man no want her because she have been taken already. So our next man to want something have been taken already. All right, something wrong then. You understand? Yeah. Yeah, you know.
What's up, man?
I'm here, brother, man. I'm just chilling here with one of my.
No.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
What's going on, Chief?
Fucking hanging out here, smoking. How are you?
Just chilling outside, you know.
Yeah. No,
Posted.
I'm doing a dual stream on YouTube as well. I forgot about that.
Ooh, imagine. That's crazy. YouTube. What kind of content you got on YouTube?
It's mainly about the feds and the media brainwashing me since 2018.
All that MK Ultra stuff.
Yeah, exactly. MJ Ultra.
Suggestive thinking.
Yeah, exactly. That, and then from 2021 to now, it's been YouTube. Through the TV and the radio, and then now to YouTube. 2018 to now. Yeah.
Damn. Well, look, I don't want to be rude, but I need to go take a piss, bro.
All right, peace, man. Yeah, it started off in April of 2018 with people following me, and then they would do it. They'd like repeat my conversations word for word out loud, and would put like a pedophilic or a violent spin to it, and had me rolling laughing, and fucking for the first couple weeks they were laughing with me, and because I wouldn't stop laughing, I wasn't getting it. And it wasn't thinking it was about me or whatever. I thought people were just making up some weird shit. And fucking even though it was my conversations and everything, that's how coincidental it was to me. I thought it was just by chance that's what these people like. There's no way I just called this conversation happen out. I called this conversation happening earlier through another conversation I had. So it's like it was busting out laughing. But for a whole 2 weeks, they were laughing with me, and they said, "Well, we're not laughing." And they said, I laughed at them again. And they was like, "Well, we're not laughing." And I'm like, "Well, what are you coming at me with some weird shit for?" And they didn't really answer me, or they like grumbled back and didn't really say much. Or like, well, you need to go Dre's Nester or something like they said some dumb shit like that. And so I stopped going to the plasma donation center, and fucking and fucking then when I moved they stopped doing it for I want to say about a month, and then when I moved into my own apartment by myself, then they started doing it. They started doing it on the TV. And then fucking, I started noticing they would do it on the fucking radio. They talked to me on the radio, and I thought it was just weird. I thought the whole situation was just weird, and I was just tripping. And so one day I was like, and the people at the donation center a couple months back, after they grumbled like, "Oh, you need to go dress better," or some dumb shit like that isn't criminal and doesn't matter. And fucking they I said, "Well, you need to go check yourself." And fucking and fucking so when the TV started doing it, the people on the TV started the live news, the weatherman and the anchors and shit like that. They would have a live conversation with me. They are live on there. They're presenting that live, like as they speak, like that's what they're saying. So, like they. I didn't know that before, but it is, and they had a live conversation with me with their tones and their implications. Either they was sure of themselves, or they was defeated and pissed off at me, or they were sure of themselves and they was defeated and pissed off at me. It would go back and forth, and fucking all day, every day, from June 2018 to 2021, when I finally was like, okay, I can't argue, I can't talk with these people anymore, and got away from the TV and went back to living life, and kind of went back to fucking even partying a little bit, but with going to the bar and stuff. But fucking, I mean, they didn't stop. And then one day I went on CNN. They're still doing it. And fucking CNN started at the end of 2019. After CNN started, I started only watching CNN. I didn't stop fucking with the local news. CNN was live, so, and until midnight they're live. So, except for on like Sundays, I think it is, or like special event days or whatever. But yeah, and fucking and so yeah, I fucking talked to CNN from the end of 2019 to 2021. I was like, all right, I'm done talking to these people, and fucking pushed myself away from the table, went back to living my life. They're still doing it, and CNN started doing it. They said some absurd lie. I caught them in it, and they said, "Oh, really?" Well, they looked back and forth at each other, like, is he telling the truth here? Who's telling the truth? And fucking, and then fucking the next commercial, like as soon as that went off, the next commercial that came on the TV was HBO Billions or HBO Max Billions. And fucking the previous bet before that commercial was 1 billion. And then they came on the fucking with the commercial and said, really? Want to bet billions, and put an S on the end of it. So now it's 2.3 billion. And then fucking, and the same night, they that same night before it was 2.3 billion, they came on, I was on YouTube. Before I just go on there and fucking type something and find a video or whatever. Or I don't know if this was before that got started or after that got started, but or if this was the starting of that. But I went on YouTube, and the first video that was suggested to me was the $2.3 billion submarine yacht. So then I got started into YouTube and scrolling and that's what I do now. And YouTube will suggest the vibe or suggest the feels of the situation. But YouTube also lies. So it says the same stuff that these people, like the cookies and cream stuff, or like it'll suggest stuff of like Adele the singer, and they would back in 2018 they would say that she's singing on you, oh she's She's hitting the high notes on you. And fucking say that she's like that she's like making stuff up, or like she actually has a lot to talk about with me or whatever. Or like, and fucking, and so they would say this about, they switched from Kylie being the singer to, or Kylie Ashley, whatever her name is, to being the singer, to now Adele the singer, and all this stuff. So one day they on CNN they was talking about, oh, this look at this beautiful photo done by photographer so and so, and then the next news clip that they talked about was, oh, and Adele the singer is making a comeback, or is nominated for a Grammy for this and that or whatever, and they and so like between August of 2018 and that, they probably talked about Adele like one time, but it wasn't ever. It was something that they made up in the beginning. Like they said Carrot Top around the time that I was looking at beating off the cunnilingus porn, watching or thinking about 23-year-old Kylie. And this is before they told me that she wasn't 23, before I knew anything else. So I was thinking that she was 23, and I was fucking beating off the cunnilingus porn. And because they was like talking about like like the titles of the videos that I was picking. I wasn't looking at the titles or anything like that. And I started noticing it. So one day I started looking at cunnilingus porn, and then they said, oh, Carrot Top this because she had a boyfriend that was a redhead at the time that I just stole her away from, and they were just walking down the street together holding hands, and I just stole Kylie away from her redhead boyfriend, and just knew that she had this redhead boyfriend somehow, and she was alone walking down the street, and fucking so she had this redhead boyfriend, and I had this redhead girlfriend, Heather, at the time, and it was meant to be for me and Kylie to be together. And fucking so one day they said Carrot. Oh, it said, oh, Carrot Top. Either I went over to Heather for some head, or to give her head, and at the same time say that her redhead boyfriend was giving her head. And they said, oh, Carrot Top. And the only thing I thought was, I hope Heather's not on some weird shit, or not on the fucking crazy bandwagon with Kelly and Jerry, which at the time just made up the shit about Kingston and had me going to the fucking hospital tripping. Saying, I told my mom about it. She said, you need to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital and went there tripping, telling them, asking them if my friends sitting around making some shit up, because I wasn't trying to fuck them, or wasn't like picking up on their moves, or wasn't like wasn't like I was making them feel lame, I guess, for not making a move back or whatever. And the fucking hospital called me schizophrenic, and they just carried out the schizophrenic diagnosis since then until I went to jail, and then and the people asked me, well, what do you think you have? And I said, I think I had some fucking psychosis, from some technologically induced psychosis from this microchip. And then the doctor came back to me with her tail between her legs and said, oh, I guess you just need to focus on going back up there and living life. And fucking, so this last time I went to the hospital, they originally had me diagnosed with schizophrenia when I went to the hospital, and fucking when I left, my diagnosis was some unknown psychosis, not from substance or physiological conditions. So they switched it from the original diagnosis of schizophrenia to the unknown psychosis, not from physiological, not from substance or physiological conditions, saying it's not from drugs or a dent in my head or something. So so fucking what is it? So then the fucking with that being said, then like I mean I because the microchip doesn't alone cause that. But there was maybe a handful of times, like maybe 5 times that wasn't these people talking in my head, and then wasn't stuff that these people said that would have went through my head, or stuff that I myself was thinking that went through my head. Is that between 2018 and like 2021. So and that's like that's probably like an overestimate 5. But I can count on one hand how many times like the angels told me just keep going. Told me to just telling them. There was one time where there was like a consistent like tone or hum that said that was like just tone them out, and fucking and then not like your ears ringing or anything, but like a hum that just came through, and it said it was like just tone them out, and fucking and then there was another time where they was talking on CNN. They was like talking about Kylie and all this stuff, and how fucking they really know I don't know, and are sitting here trying to force themselves to believe I do. And one time the fucking angels or whatever said, "Well, you know where you guys messed up, but America messed up by enacting child labor laws." And there was and like shut up real quick, and fucking, and then there was, and this is all in my this was in my head, the fucking the child labor, where America fucked that up at was child labor laws. That was, I didn't say that out loud. And fucking they sat back in their seats and reacted to it. And this is before I didn't know what it was about, or that they could hear my thoughts at this time yet. Not for, I don't know how. It was Andrew Cuomo talking about something, and he was talking about presumptive deaths and all this stuff. He was sitting down and had the they were talking when I said that, when the fucking voice said that in my head. It wasn't me saying that. I wouldn't have thought they said that. But where America fucked up at was child labor laws. I wouldn't have even thought that thought that could pertain to Kylie or anything like that, about her lying about her age and selling herself for heroin and not being at school or work or anything like that. That's how I came up with my part of my New World Order, my version of New World Order, to labor conditioning for would start at like high schoolers. So like at like freshmen in high school, they would work like half the day and then go to school for half the day. Like take a universal curriculum since K through 12, a universal curriculum worldwide, so that everyone around the world is taught the same exact thing. And then also everyone around the world, all the kids start working at freshman in high school, and they would there'd be like one adult chaperone that's like specialized in an easy job. So like say like kids like working like fast food restaurants or something like that, there'd be like one adult there that's to like so many kids, or it's like specialized in like, they'd be like the teacher for but the whole lesson is to learn why you have to work and stuff like that. The only thing is, like even fast food restaurants would become a lifelong career then at that point. But it would have to be an adult career too, if that's what they're going to be learning in and be assigned to working or whatever. But and there'd have to be some way to like vet the adult, or like make sure that they're okay to be around kids and stuff. And in fucking 2018, I would have been able to be around kids. I mean, I curse obviously, but curse and smoke cigarettes on lunch break. But that'd be another thing. He probably wouldn't be allowed to be a cigarette smoker or a weed smoker or anything like that if he was in charge of like some kids in like a career situation. But I don't know. That was part of my New World Order version, my version of New World Order, to make New World Order not a bad thing. We drop all the only part of New World Order that it is that we drop all the currencies down to zero, which I originally wasn't thinking about New World Order, or was New World Order in the beginning, but that's pretty much what New World Order is. Drop all the currencies down to zero and start a new currency, and it's called the New World Order, the Code of the Universal Laws, Dollar, and Equality. That's what I fucking came up with. And around the time where they said, well, how would you fix every problem in the world? And I was like, I'd do a fiscal reset. So that'd probably fix every. I said, but they didn't ask me how would I fix every problem in the world. But there's like saying, well, if you was so smart, what would you do? Pretty much. I mean, and I said, well, I'd probably do a fiscal reset, but I wasn't thinking about fucking New World Order or anything like that. He said, that sounds a lot like New World Order. And I went and looked up. I can say, yeah, I guess. And I've heard of it before, and I didn't really like. It's like aliens to me. It wasn't anything real, but now I believe in aliens. I mean, it's not like I didn't believe in aliens before, but I didn't take it serious. It was like one of those things I didn't know was like the answer or anything, and I kind of wrote my own version of New World Order. So fiscal reset with where you drop all the currencies down to zero, and then fucking do labor enforcement till you're 45, starting at high school, starting at high schoolers, and 15, 14, 15 for freshmen, and have them doing all the easy jobs, and then have mixed with a free society where all the necessities are paid for, like tuition would be one of them, like college tuition, but again, all your necessities, food, toiletries, everything, house, you get a house to all the family members in your immediate family, and so like if it was you, your wife, and your 3 kids, you'd have like a 5-bedroom house or a 4-bedroom house. So like you and your wife would share a room, and then anyone else that was like single would get the room to their own amount of family or whatever. But it would have to be like immediate family. You can't like stack up with like if you left your family, if you don't want to live with your family anymore, you can't stack up with a fucking you know, with a friend or anything. You could get a. I mean, I don't know, because in roommates, how would that work? But I'm sure we could figure some way around it, or we could have like roommate. I mean, because the big thing that for the labor enforcement, it would open up uh labor enforcement and a free society with all the houses being provided to people. It would provide a new more manufactured homes and quickly built houses that are just kit builds. You can just throw them together, and then you get them mailed, and then you just pop them up or fold them up or whatever, or unfold them or whatever. And freaking so that would be a big thing where that would take over would be, or a good factory investment warehouse investment to do would be manufactured homes, and then cars. I would do some kind of like car program where people get a new car like every 5 years, but the cars are like shittily made. So it's like they're very basic. It's like I'd be buying like a Chevy Malibu or something. Like, it's not a Chevy shit. The Chevy's pretty nicely made, but I'm saying like a base, like where it doesn't have like all the bells and whistles. Maybe has like a little radio, just enough to have writing on it, and you can like it doesn't, like I said, doesn't have all the bells and whistles and everything, but everybody gets a car and then every 5 years they do like something like a car trade in, and the frames are rated to last for like, say like 100-year frame or something, and then they could just unbolt the shell, like the old shells from and keep recycling the frames and everything and the engine and stuff, and then just like put like a new shell on it or something, and have like a car replacement program or whatever. But and everybody get a new car every 5 years, a new electric car every 5 years. Medical bills will be free. That would possibly increase demand for medical positions. Doctors definitely. The point is with this new world order plan is to have no borders, and you can live and work wherever you want in the world. So you can say you want to live in Ohio, but you want to work in fucking Austria for a whole week. You go there on on like what, Saturday night, get there at like on Sunday at the hotel, and then fucking work all week, and then leave and be back in Ohio for the weekend. I mean, it'd be a short weekend, but or your schedule would have to allow it where you're working like 4 10-hour days or something like that. But it'd be cool to like, or like go. I don't know why Austria, just random. But you could, if you wanted to work in Ohio, you could go work in South America or something, or and your flight would be free, and everything, and that would be another thing, another field that would have to increase too, as well as the fossil fuels, and or like fossil mine or the fuel mining and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, that would fix racism and fix homelessness if everybody was required to work, and the main job, because people don't have skills, would be factories, and cops' jobs would get so easy with all the drug addicts and criminals would weed themselves out, and everybody we drop all the currencies down to zero, and everybody would start off with like $250,000 to $500,000, and like I said, so like the cop's job would maybe get harder at first, but it would get a lot easier in the long run if they did if they had like if they did New World Order and stuff, because the people that be required to work, like given 90 days to find a job, or you got to go to a work camp or something like that. Where they teach you like why you have to work to be able to live in this world, and it's all designed to get us in the right frame of mind to be able to leave anybody to leave Earth and be able to live on another planet. So, but the cop's job everybody would weed themselves out, and the cop's job would get easier to where they're fucking picking up trash, like literally, like walking around with pickers and a bucket and clean it up around and then there'd be labor enforcement that goes around. Some of the cops could switch over to labor enforcement, go around and ID people and take them into labor camp and stuff like that. But like for the people that work, their job nothing would literally change, except for they'd get to retire when they're 45 and then have free society for the rest of their life with like monthly, I don't know what they call it, but a monthly like retirement for like a pension or retirement fund or whatever. Like everybody would make the same amount once they're retired, and then everything would be free that you need, and then you just make money for the things you want. Just make money and spend your money on the things you want. What's up? Well, all the rich people would have to give up their money and start out with $500,000.
What's up, Drew?
What's up?
How you doing?
Okay, and hanging out. I'm doing a dual stream here on YouTube.
What you believe in, bro? Tell me something good.
I just believe in God and being yourself, just being and living and working, smoking weed. I mean, I don't necessarily believe that you have to smoke weed, but for the average person, it's what the average person needs.
Yeah. Quality of life can go up a lot just from having cannabis, even if you live in a hole in the ground.
It's the message isn't about cannabis really in general. It's not. There's nothing that you cannot smoke weed and still believe in the same thing as me. I just believe in living and reproduction and life and keeping going.
I mean, that's all we were meant to do, really.
Yeah. Literally supposed to eat and have sex. Eat, work, and have sex. Eat, build, and have sex.
Not even work.
Yeah, we're supposed to build. Yeah, because you look at ants and stuff. Ants work. Flies and spiders work.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have to build shelter, but eventually we realize that working together and living together is going to be the way to go. And then we keep tabs on everybody, but I mean that's where the world I think is headed to. the few that survive are going to live together on a craft or something.
I think there's a lot of conspiracies about this, and if there's another ice age due to nuclear war,
Yeah,
what race is equipped to survive the extreme cold?
I don't believe in that.
There's one race on Earth that is built for the cold. That's white. That's the white race. They are built for the cold weather.
The thing about that, though, is that we have internet now. So, I mean...
And that's where you can look that shit up and get the actual...
Anyone can go and buy a coat. Just can't ever... Which one can afford it more? Who's going to be more likely to be able to afford it right away if it happened tomorrow? What's up? Yeah, but I think if everybody started off with like $250,000 or $500,000, and then and then like if they started off with that much, and then everyone made like $30, $40 an hour, like had plenty enough to live wherever you wanted in the world. Like you could figure out something and then if that isn't enough, I had another idea to like along with all this to do like a free 2 weeks paid vacation to like everybody that's been working all year, so he hasn't had any like unexcused absences or anything like that. The kids would get money to use for the right things, and I mean they'd have nicer cars, but it'd probably all switch to electric. Probably be like a gas ban, and which I mean it fucking would hurt me, but at the same time like that's part of advancement. We're going towards I think there's always going to be gas, though. I don't know if it's ever going to be anything that people are going to want to give up, but for driving, and I don't know if there's going to be gas stations. There might be quick charge stations or something, but that's what they need to work on next is quick charge batteries like that last like 300 miles or something, 350 miles or something like that. Batteries that charge from 0 to full in like 5 minutes, the time it takes you to stop and go in there and pay for it and come back out and fill up your tank. Batteries that charge that quick. What are you doing?
I don't even know anymore. You know, it's going to come to the point where what am I doing?
Anyways. It's like on top of coming up with On top of fucking turning down $23 million from my gift from God, I came up with a moneyless way to fix every problem down to racism in the world. Problems that aren't even my problems. I even found a way to fix obesity. I give everybody all the food that they need and fucking make them spend money on the extra food that they want. Instead of making them buy their own instead of making them buy their own groceries or whatever, give them like a no kid family basket, and then like a family with one kid basket, and or a couple with one kid. And like if you did food like that, then that'd be another way to
Drew the Prophet, what's up with it, bro?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
I mean, just talking about this New World Order plan that I have.
Is it evil or is it a good plan to take care of the people?
It's good. Everybody would like it. Anybody would.
I got you. Let me hear it.
I just said it's my version of New World Order is the only thing New World Order about it is dropping all the currencies down to zero and starting off with like say $250,000 to $500,000. But it's a fiscal reset, which is that, and labor enforcement and mixed with a free society. So all your necessities to be paid for, and you just work for and save your money for the things you want. Let everybody be required to have a job until they're 45.
So basically, I respect that. So basically, you would you would keep everything on a balance. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how it's supposed to. But in reality, the way our government works, they don't believe in none of that. They want everything on power.
It's easier. It's easier said than done. The government would be more on it than I think the.
Bro, you know how so crooked the government is, bro. They're saying on so much wealth, and then the money that we touch is just a little bit of chump change that they're scraping off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to what they have sitting on. So like when they be lying to us about that they in debt, they're not in debt. They're saying on so much money. We only get the little bit of the crumbs of the currency that is coming from all the money that they really have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's so fucked up. So like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would definitely vote for you, bro. I would definitely vote for you, but you know.
Appreciate that. Yeah, check the YouTube channel out and go listen more. I talked about it for almost 30 minutes.
Bro, I literally can I tell you this before I leave? I literally stream on here to be positive, talk about good energy, and talk about stuff like this. So I vouch for you, and I hope you get up there to say this. Just be careful, because obviously the government doesn't want to hear anything that you just said.
Yeah,
they would definitely be pissed off.
I was just saying how I already pissed them off by not knowing someone played me about their age. Then when I turned down $23 million for my gift from God, came up with a moneyless way that everybody would have to give up their money, and all the poor people with over 75% of the population doesn't even have $500 in their pockets, saved in their pockets in America. Fucking. And then I came up with a way to fix every problem in the world. But all right, people. I'm going to get off of here. This is episode 6 of In the Wash. I called it Drop Something because they said that they want to hide the kids that lied and make me go against the adult sex offender prostitutes. So yeah, that's why it's called that. And fucking and what else? And I got a show at 4:20 p.m. Well, this show In the Wash, it streams Monday through Friday at noon, so be sure to catch the next episode on Monday. I got another show today that at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like 3 hours and 20 minutes. that streams Monday through Friday. So and that's just 30-minute smoke session and music and listening to music on YouTube and open chat. So check that out. It's Monday through Friday at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Saturday at 11 p.m. I have Smoke Night Live, 11 p.m. to midnight. And then Sunday at noon is Smoking with the Wife, noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then all these are Eastern Standard Time. And then later that night at midnight, Monday morning, is Don't Touch My Stuff until 1 a.m. And then it starts all over again. But yeah, people, check it out. Check out the channel. Go through, comment, like. You can still leave comments and likes and let me know how to improve. And I'm gonna keep making these videos, people. But other than that, watch out for shorts and posts, and I'll see everybody later.
Keeps on raining, love is gone.